everyone. So I've added some new things onto Mercari for anyone who's interested. From time to time I've had people ask me about Mercari, which is why I just started this cute little intro. You all know I recently did a closet declutter, so of course I have gotten rid of quite a few clothes. Stay tuned for part 2 of that. I will be doing that coming soon. But my first love was makeup, so of course there's quite a few pieces of makeup up there. There are a couple of new things up there. Most of them are very gently used. You saw them in the video once, maybe twice, and I decided it wasn't for me, so I let it go. I have some of my son's clothes as well, like he has a brand new pair of Jordans he never wore. I have a couple of handbags, brand new with tags. So there's a lot of things on my Mercari for anyone who's interested. You can check it out after this video is over. What's up, everyone? It is your girl, Gelbeauty-QM here, aka Grace, and we have Eyeshadow Verzuz return. So I found 3 more sets of brands in my collection that we could do eyeshadow Verzuz on. It was one of my favorite series that I first started doing eyeshadow videos on and comparing stuff to. So I figured I'd bring it back. So when I was going through my collection to give you all the best eyeshadow palettes of 2024, hopefully that video has gone up in the thumbnails of my face by now. But yeah, I went through and found some brands that I felt like looked similar to other brands that I wanted to try out and compare. So here we are. Now some of these brands I might have compared to other brands already. Just keep that in mind. But I felt like it was still relevant with these new brands that I'm putting them against. So that's what we're doing. So if you like videos like this, that means you like a good eyeshadow video. I have quite a few eyeshadow videos that I have done and do frequently. The thumbnail should be going up over my face as we're talking right now. But if you like a good complexion video, I do love to do complexion videos as well. So I should have a few new ones that go over my face right now as well. I do quite a few pieces of makeup content. However, I also do fragrance content. So if you like a good fragrance, I have done a couple of new videos on Snif that should be popping up over my face right now. I do have a code with Snif. You can use code GRACE10 and get a discount on whatever you purchase off Snif's website. I recently did the Kylie fragrance. What is it? The Yum Bougie Marshmallow. I did that one. I've done one on a brand called Ledda from a influencer named Stephanie Ledda, I believe that's her name. So those are just some of the recent fragrance videos I've done. Finally, if you like a good fashion moment, because I'm over here trying to do a whole bunch of different stuff, but I have a lot of different interests that you all have asked me to share with you, so I have. So I do fashion shorts at least twice a week. I also have done some long form fashion content for those of you who are interested in a little longer video giving more detail about how I layer pieces and where I bought them from and stuff like that. So I did one on TJ Maxx because I go to TJ Maxx every week to give you videos on what's new in there. And I finally got a chance to finish that video, so I did. Then I done one on Forever 21 for my fashion forward girlies who don't want to spend a whole bunch of coin, because you know Temu and Shein allegedly is supposed to have scorpions in their packages when you buy your fast fashion from them. So maybe just go to Forever 21 and get some layering pieces there. That's what I personally do, and that's what I gave you a video on. Finally, there's a brand called Johansson that I like to buy clothes from in Sydney, Australia. I just bought some stuff during their Black Friday sale, so I should have a second video coming up on them pretty soon, hopefully. But if you're interested in that sort of content, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. Now on to today's video. So the brands we're gonna go up against is Blend Bunny and Cosmic Beauty. They used to be Cosmic brushes. The thing is, I have a couple of palettes with this first palette that are from Cosmic Beauty to see which one you think looks better with Blend Bunny. Now we're not going to do this one against the other one because I think I've actually done videos on these palettes already with these two together at least. Do not quote me. Some of these I already did, and then later on I saw the similarities of how many times I did Blend Bunny with Cosmic Beauty, and that's how it ended up in this category. But anyway, first we have these two. So if you all remember how the ranking goes in here, hopefully you do. If you do not, I rank them based upon the color story, the price point, the quality of the shadows, and how I like the eye looks I have done with the palettes, if I remember correctly. Don't quote me, I didn't go over the review video to see. And then they get like a point system rating, and then whoever has the highest points is the brand that won to me. And then you comment down below and tell me which eye look you liked based upon the one eye look we do in the video. So I do have a stack of palettes, but there's only like one palette I'm going to do the eye look with, and I'm going to put that one last because I think some of these other ones I actually have already done with this brand. So without further ado, installing, let's get into it. So we have the Cosmic Beauty palette. I love the color story of this. I feel like it's a unique, nice little mauve-ish tone palette with nice, unique pops of color that's perfect for fall. So to me, this is like a perfect fall palette from the brand. I absolutely love it. I think she's stunning. They have a great formula. They have a great price point. And I love the looks I come up with this palette. So this palette gets a 3 from me, just to start off with. Next, we have the All Done Up palette from Blend Bunny, and I'll show them side by side so you can see. So these aren't directly exact, and the other one isn't directly exact either. I tried to pick ones I felt like had the same theme when it came to color. So as you can see, they're both giving kind of like a unique, neutrally-esque colored theme, if you will. So this is what they look like side by side. But yeah, back to this one. This is one of my favorite Blend Bunny palettes as well. I like the smaller size of this, not to mention I like the color story of this. This is when she was putting them in rows for you to see easily. I know she started back doing it again, but she scatters it around a little bit more. The rows like go across or something to that extent, at least with the longing palette from what I remember. But I really liked this one a lot. I like the eye looks I got with it. I like the color story of it, and it's definitely a winner in my book. So this gets a 3 as well. So far they are tied. However, we have the Neutrals palette from Cosmic Beauty, and I want to show it alongside the All Done Up to see which one you all thought matched closer. I feel like most people are going to say that the Neutrals palette goes a little bit better with this just based upon the theme. If anything, I've looked at this as a more warm tone, cool tone type moment to doing one of those warm tone versus cool tone videos. So I might put it to the side later on for that. But here's what it looks like side by side. This one I wasn't necessarily crazy about because y'all know I'm not really big on neutral colors. And the fact that this is like a super neutral as opposed to like the Muse palette is more of a, you know, like mauve-y with some pops of color neutral. Then I figured that would be like, you know, a lot better. But I like the color story, but okay. It's just, it's not my cup of tea for like everyday wear. If I was gonna reach for a palette, this wouldn't be one of the first ones from Cosmic Beauty that comes to my mind. So I don't know, I just thought it was okay. So it's great quality as always, it's a great price point as always. It's just I'm not necessarily crazy about the looks I come up with this one. So this one gets a 2. So depending on which one you all say below is how we're determining this first set right here. So far Cosmic Beauty either has a 2 or a 3, and then All Done Up just has a 3. Put those to the side because we're not using those in the video. I put the one that we're going to use in this video to compare last, so I will you will obviously see the reveal at the very end. Next we have the Serenity palette. Now this is the first palette I bought from the brand. They had one more palette before it, I think it's called the Royal palette, but I wasn't necessarily feeling the color story. But the first time I saw this I was like, oh yes. Oh yes, because if anything, excuse me, this purple orange always throws me off when I take it away. I'm like, doesn't it kind of give you the vibes of the Inspired palette from Adept? Because that's what it gave me the vibes of, with just more matte to shimmer ratio in it. Because it definitely gave me that vibe of that palette. I love the quality of this. I love the looks I get with this, and I love the price point of this. So this one gets a 3 from me for sure. But this was the first palette I ever bought from the brand, like ever. And we're going to put it up against the the Blend Bunny Sticky Sweet palette. Now you might not think these look exact, and I'm not trying to say that they look exact, but I feel like they had enough initial colors and similarities, especially with the way it was scattered, that we could do similar looks, and it would definitely be, you know, a fun video to choose from. So now you see they both look similar. Now this is actually one of my least favorite Blend Bunny palettes. Like this one and the Longing palette are like my least favorites from Blend Bunny, and they have a lot of palettes, but this one and that one, Longing, they just don't really do it for me. I don't necessarily care about the palette being scattered around. I thought it was fun and unique and something different for her. A lot of people were upset about it. I'm like, I don't really care. I always suggest that people look at palettes in quads, and then sometimes it make a little bit more sense for you. So maybe you can look at a corner and see a quad that you can pull and do. Like for example, this corner right here. These 4 shades right here to me are like a good like quad moment for you. So it's like maybe just look at the palette like that if you're confused. Again, down here, this is a cute little 4 quad moment, because it's like this could be your inner corner shade, this can be your transition shade. You can put this one in the crease and just put this all over the lid and match it in the inner corner. So it's like, it's ways to look at this palette where you can get an idea of how to do some looks if you really like the brand and it's kind of scattered around and you're just a little confused. But I don't know, I just wasn't feeling the formula of this. Some of the shimmers I didn't like it has some of those sheer shimmers that you have to put on top of a matte in order to get like a nice color to them. And I prefer my shimmer shades to already have a base in them. Plus, if I remember correctly, there was one of these shades in here that did a terrible job of building up and looked patchy on me. I don't remember which one it was, but I definitely didn't like it for that reason. So for that reason, this palette is actually one of the low ones on the totem pole for me. So I actually want to say this one gets a 1, because I do like the color story. And I mean, it's normal to their price point, so I guess it should get a 2 for the price point being fine. But it's like, I don't know, I just don't like the formula of this one when it comes to the shimmers. And that's why it gets a 2 instead of a 3 for me. But, you know. So far it looks like, depending on what you all picked for the first one that Cosmic Beauty is ahead. We'll have to wait and see, but you know, I don't know. Next, we have the Delicious Delights palette. This is what she looks like. It's just like their version of a rainbow palette, but it has like fun neon-y type shades or bright pastel shades for a rainbow palette. This was one of my favorite ones that I got for sure, because I thought it was a nice, fun, unique version of a rainbow palette. I think this is permanent. I'm not sure. It might have been limited edition. I'm not 100% on that. I know some of these Blend Bunny ones I'm going to show you are limited edition, and that might be a downfall for you or something that's a turn off for you. I don't know, but this one, I love the color story. I love the price point, and I love, you know, all the looks I got with it. I just felt like I got stunning looks with it. So this gets a 3 from me for sure. We're going to put that up against the Surge palette from Blend Bunny. Now again, this one has fun, bright neon colors in it, but you know they're known for doing pastels and then like deeper tones for the outer V. And this was the first palette that she ever put shimmers in. I think this is the second palette she came out with. Unfortunately, you cannot get Surge anymore, but you see what I'm saying about the neon-y brightness of the shades and a little bit of pastel. I feel like that's why this one would be a good one for this, because originally I was going to put it with the Blends palette, but I'm like, the Blends palette doesn't have any shimmers, and I wanted to pick one with shimmers that still had color, so I went with this one, because the other one that they had that has color, the primer one, which is discontinued as well, I didn't feel like the shades were bright enough to go with this particular palette. So now you saw them together, let's talk about Surge. Surge is one of my favorites. The only downside in Surge is the shimmers in here are not that great. So if, sorry, I should probably have it open. So if you're looking to get this one, I'm pretty sure somebody told me you can still get it in Australia. I think Sue said you can still get this in Australia. I don't know if it's still there anymore, but she had sent me a link when it was on sale a while ago. And it's a great palette. It's just, I don't remember why she got rid of it. I know she posted about it, but I don't remember because that was a while ago. I feel like this is at least like been discontinued for like the 2 to 3 year mark. Do not quote me though, but I feel like that's where it came from. Anyway, I love this palette. This is one of my favorite Blend Bunny palettes. This is in my top 5 of Blend Bunny palettes in my collection. So needless to say, it checks all the boxes for me. The only downside is if you wanted to get this, you can't anymore. So that's just something to think about. But it definitely gets a 3 from me. So hope y'all keeping up with the score, because I have not. But I technically can't because I don't know what you all picked in order to, you know, determine. But on to the next one, we have the Cool Truths palette. Now remember, the Neutrals and the Cool Truths came out at the same time. So this is what she looks like on the inside. She's giving a nice, cute, cool moment. It kind of makes me think about that new palette that came out from, what, Adept Cosmetics. It reminds me of their new palette that came out with that vintage love one they had. The second one they came out with, it definitely gives the same color vibe of that. So I might put this in a why you don't need. You have to wait and see. But this one kind of gave me similar vibes to this Blend Bunny one. Now they're not exact, because again the Blend Bunny has more shades in it than this one does. But this one is my favorite between the Neutrals and the Cool Truths. Cool Truths definitely wins for me. Of course, I'm Cool Tone Queen if you did not know by now. So I love the color story of this palette. I think it's an excellent quality formula, and if you like color stories like this but don't want to break the bank, then this might be good for you if you're in a European country. Just keep in mind, if you're in America, I think the shipping for this is like 15 bucks, but people do have codes. I know my girl Karen Harris has a code with Cosmic Beauty, so you can use code Cage Makeup and get a discount on this brand if you are interested. But this is what she looks like. I love the looks I came up with. I love the formula and the price point and the color story of this. Of course, it's going to get a 3 for me. Now let's show it up alongside the Dollhouse palette from Blend Bunny. This was one of their first neutral type palettes, and I was concerned when she said she's going to make a neutral palette, because I didn't think it was going to be my type of neutral, but to my surprise, it was my type of neutral. Again, I feel like this could possibly be more like a Cool Truths versus a warm tone versus cool tones palette situation, because I feel like this one is a little bit warmer and this is a little bit cooler, or this is at least a little more neutral. But you can comment down below and tell me if you agree or not. Anyway, as you can see, this has much lighter, like pink shades too, a little bit of the blues and the purples and other things that are in this one. So that's why obviously we wouldn't compare these to the other one. This one was just like a bonus type palette, if you will, to put in here, because I like to have 3 to 4 or 4 to 5 depending on what I find in my collection. So that was why I picked this palette to go with the Cool Truths palette. I know it's not exact, but I was just like, I felt like it was close enough to wing it. So that's what I'm doing, winging it. But I like this one okay. The shimmer formula in here is better than the shimmer formula in the what do you call it, in the Surge palette. But you know, hello, sorry y'all, I got a phone call, so that's why I was like stumbling my words or whatever. But back to what I was saying. So yeah, like the formula in this, when it comes to the shimmers, is better than the formula when it comes to the Surge palette. But I don't know, like since I don't really like neutrals, this is another one of my least favorite ones. Now, I wouldn't say I don't like it at all. Like, when it comes to longing and what is sticky sweet, I can say I'm not, you know, really feeling it too much. But, you know, with this one, I would say I've still used it and reached for it and think about it over the two I just named. So for that reason, I figured we can go ahead and give her a 3, because I do like the looks I come up with this one. I am looking to do a neutral look. I do like the what do you call it, I do like the formula of this, since the shimmer form is better in here than it is in Surge. And I do like the price point of it, because you do get a decent amount of shadows for a decent price. I will say I hate the fact that mine gets so dirty so easy, because it's so funny. Somebody told me, they're like, I can tell which one is your favorite palette. I'm like, no, you can't, because it's not this one. It's not. You're just looking at this dirty palette thinking I use it the most. Like, no, it's just the easiest to get dirty because of what color it is. Anyway, the last one we have to talk about is the newest one I got from them. If you all remember, I gave you a video on the Sinister palette and the whole collection in the little box or whatnot. So this is what she looks like on the inside. So to me, this was just like an extension of that purple palette they came out with last Halloween, and they just added some grays and some, like, you know, reds to it. Matter of fact, let me show you that palette so you can see what I'm talking about, so you didn't necessarily miss out if you did not get this palette, because if you have the Goth palette, I feel like it gives some of that in it. Now, it doesn't give exact. This one has more of like wineish tone in addition to different tones of purple, whereas this one does give you like reds and grays. This doesn't do that. So if you are a purple palette connoisseur, you might have just wanted the Gothic palette and not necessarily have to worry about this Sinister palette. I figured I was here, you were here, we were all here, so I would show it to you, but you know, there's that. But I don't know, I wasn't as crazy about this one, especially because it has that weird shade, you know, like how What's Her Face does, what's the woman's name, Huda, how she loves to put those jelly shades in there with the weird pearls in them. I really don't like that, so I was not a fan of this shade for that reason alone. But you know, to each his own. So I like the look I came up with and I like the colors with it. It's just like I have so many palettes like this to look like it wasn't as exciting. But it does have a great price point, considering you got a whole box of stuff. Now, buying this palette on its own, I would have preferred to do, so that way I could have made the decision. So with this one, I honestly just want to give it a 1, because I do like the, well, I guess a 2. I do like the color story and I do like the formula, but it's like I'm not crazy about the price point because of how much you had to pay just to get it. So this one and the Machina palette are the ones that we're going to compare against each other. I think it's Machina or Machina. Do not quote me. I'm not 100% sure on that. But this is what they look like side by side. So as you can see, they do have some similar colors. You got the grays, you got the blues, then you got the purples and the reds and the pinks. Now I know there are no pinks in this one, but like, you know, I figured you could let that slide. So if you like, imagine the green row isn't there. I feel like the color stories on these are close enough to where we could pull both of these off. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use this palette up against that one. Now this is actually one of my favorite palettes. Unfortunately, this one discontinued. The owner, Maggie, made this palette with her dad while he was going through cancer. He has since passed away, unfortunately, but I really liked this palette. It was on her website for I think $20 or $25. So hopefully you grabbed it when it was on sale, because I think it is stunning. It is one of my favorite ones. This shade right here, Cyborg. Oh my god. Y'all know I love a blue moment. So that one is just giving everything to me. And this shade Mortality is another one of my favorites in this palette. So I just thought this was a great palette over all of the great formula. I like the way the colors are lined up and the color storage. You got a nice cool tone moment over here, a nice warm tone moment over there. And it's just a great palette. So this one gets a 3 for me because it checks off all the boxes. And these are the two we're going to use in today's video. So let me zoom in real quick and cute like. I know that was a lot to go through, but I wanted to do a refresher and a very detailed video so you can get an idea for the future. So that way in the future I don't have to be as long-winded before we get to this point and get to the eye look. So I'm gonna go off camera, do the swatches on my arm of, you know, Cosmic Beauty, Blend Buddy, Cosmic Beauty, Blend Buddy, so on and so forth. And then we will go from there as far as like doing both eyes on camera. So this is a longer version of a video, but I try to give detailed information about each palette. So if you're interested in these palettes or either one of these brands, you get as much wonderful information as possible. So I'll be right back. Okay, girl? Okay. Okay, y'all. So here we are. Here are the swatches we have right here. So this Cosmic Beauty Blend Bunny, Cosmic Beauty Blend Bunny, Cosmic Beauty Blend Bunny, Cosmic Beauty Blend Bunny, and then Cosmic Beauty Blend Bunny. So as you can see, we got a lot of similar shades out of the palettes, despite the palettes not looking exactly the same. So I'm excited to see how this is about to go. I decided I want to make the purple the inner corner along with the purple being the lid shade. So that's why I have those two different purples. We don't have an actual shimmery inner corner shade, but I thought it'd be fun to switch it up. So that's what I did. We're going to start off with the gray shade. So I wanted to do like the gray shade as like our transition shade, then like have the fun pop of red in the crease, and then do the black on the outer V. So The red shade in this one is called Danger. Then we have the black shade Void. We have Creepy, which is our inner corner shade, and we have Haunted, which is our lid shade, and then Cypress, was it Crypt? Sorry, that's Crypt, like the Crypt Creeper. That's going to be our transition shade. So we're going to start off with Crypt from the Cosmic Beauty palette. Okay, so we're working with so far for the gray. I'm interested to see how the Blend Bunny gray is going to turn out. That shade is called Robotics. So we have Robotic. We have the shade Burn. Then we're going to use the shade up here called Flawed. Our lid shade is Consequences. And of course we have the black shade called Shutdown. So we're going to start off with Robotic on another Sigma E35 brush. I'm always interested to see how undertones change from like shadow to shadow. Like I feel like this one is already deeper and the one from Cosmic Beauty was lighter. So that's a nice, interesting take on it. Yeah, I definitely feel like I might need to go back over this side again because you see how much lighter it is on this side. Like I feel like this one's getting more pigment. It's definitely like blending out a lot, and I did tap into it, but in all fairness, like it could just be the tone of the gray, because I definitely feel like the tone in the Blend Bunny one is automatically deeper than the one in the Cosmic Beauty one. So see, this one definitely looks a little bit deeper than that one, but you know. Okay, back over to the the Cosmic Beauty palette. Take the shade Danger now in the crease. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. So let's go to the Blend Bunny side now and take the shade Burn. Maybe think of Let It Burn from Usher. And again, I feel like this one is more pigmented. So I'm feeling like the Blend Bunny palette overall is just giving more pigmentation of the same exact colors than the one from Cosmic Beauty. Maybe it's just me, but I definitely feel like all theirs look more pungent. And I use the same eye base. I always use just a white eye base. But all Blend Bunny side just gives more, I don't know, vibrancy in color than. So I don't know if like if you're of a lighter skin tone, that the Blend Bunny one would be better than the Cosmic Beauty one because it gives you more pigmentation. But that's just my personal opinion on having put on both these. See, like, doesn't this red just seem like it's a tiny bit more vibrant than this one, and this gray just looks like it's a tiny bit more vibrant than this one? Like, I feel like it's just little variations of a little more vibrancy than the other palette is giving. Okay, so now we're gonna take the shade Void in my Sigma E25 Max. So this is the bigger version of the E25. The black didn't really even hit as deep as I was hoping it would. Like I like the super deep, like black, like matter or dark matter from the dark matter stack or palette from Melt. I want like a deep black like that, or like Black is Black from Natasha Denona. Like when I look for a black, that's the type of black I'm looking for. I'm not looking for like a charcoalish black. I want like a true black, and I don't feel like this is necessarily giving that. I'm not knocking the palette for it because some people don't want that deeper black. Some people feel like it looks really harsh and hard, and that's not the look they go for. So sometimes I understand why brands do this, but that's the look I like to go for. I want it to be hard and harsh black. So this black isn't as exciting as I was hoping it would be because it's not giving that type of black. Hopefully Blend Bunny won't let me down and theirs to be more of a harsh black. I feel like so far since they haven't been letting me down and everything on their side, it's been deeper than on the one from Cosmic Beauty. I feel like it'll work out. Okay, now we're going to take the shade Shutdown and see how this black is looking compared to the other black. Okay, so I feel like the blacks are actually even so far. Maybe it'll deepen up when I add some more on, but right now I feel like this black is about even with that black, so both of them aren't really like too deep or harsh of a black. I think the Blend Bunny one, just like everything else, is like a tad bit deeper black, but not like, you know, like one of the blackest black shades I've tried. I do like it better than the one from Cosmic Beauty though. But I wouldn't say it's like my ideal black. It's just one that I feel like would work better for what I like when it comes to a black shade as opposed to the one that's in the Cosmic Beauty palette. Hey y'all, so let's start off with Haunted on the Cosmic Beauty side now that we got our glitter glue on. Okay, Okay, y'all, so this is pretty much the finished eye. This is what we're looking so far. The shimmer is absolutely stunning on this. Let's see how Blend Bunny looks once we get this glitter glue on, honey. Because I'm definitely liking the sparkle and shimmer on this side, but I want to see what the Blend Bunny shimmer has to offer to finish off this look. Okay, y'all, let's take the shade Consequences. I feel like this one's gonna be a little bit deeper and have more pigmentation to it. Yep, I was right, it has a little bit more of a base shade and a different type of tone to it, but it has a great, crazy glitter sparkly effect as well though. So let's finish off the looks now and then we can talk about what I think about each eye. So I'm going with the shade Creepy now. Put that in the inner corner on this side. Now let's go in with the shade Flawed. Put that in my inner corner. Okay, y'all, so these are the finished eyes. Let's back it on up and talk about what we think as a whole. So I like the Blend Bunny side a whole lot better than the Cosmic Beauty side, just because I feel like every shade isn't giving as much pigment as I get from the Blend Bunny side. So that's why I side with the Blend Bunny side, because it's not like the Cosmic Beauty side looks bad, but it's just like pigmentation wise, for some of my skin tone, I like to have rich, bold color and feel like it looks pigmented. I don't feel like this side looks nearly as pigmented as the Blend Bunny side, so I'm gonna have to say Blend Bunny is the winner for me. But comment down below and tell me who you think is the winner as far as all the stuff we talked about in today's video. But Blend Bunny is gonna take the win for me. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. Make sure you subscribe. My membership is down below if you're interested. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. You blessed, girl. Bye. Fun doesn't have to stop here. Let's be friends over on Instagram to check out the latest fashion, fragrance, and palette comparisons, along with little glimpses into my everyday life. Make sure you follow me over on Instagram. Hopefully I'll see you over there, and I hope you have a great day.